Welcome to this meeting of the Wingecarribee Local Planning Panel on the 22nd of May 2024. I declare the meeting open at 2 p.m. sharp. My name is Stephen Leithley. I am the chair of today's panel. Also sitting on the panel today is expert member Linda Kelly on my right, and on my left is community member Dennis McManus. The meeting is being live streamed to Council's website, and the recording will be made available on the website after the meeting. Wingecarribee Shire Council acknowledges the Gundungurra and Tharawal people as the traditional custodians of this land we now call the Wingecarribee Shire. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I would also like to extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders that may be watching today. There are no apologies, and I can report that in terms of declarations of interest, I have no declarations of interest to declare.
And neither do I.
And neither do I.
The Council website contains a copy of the operational guidelines for the panel meetings, but I'll summarise the most important points here. All panel members have read the business paper and received a detailed briefing from Council staff. We have also undertaken site inspections today of two of the matters in relation to the Southern Highlands Innovation Park and the Bowral South New Living Area Precinct. The panel is charged with determining a development application on the agenda today for alterations and additions to an existing dwelling at 4 Rose Street, Mossvale, and considering the reports relating to strategic planning work Council has been undertaking in respect to the items related to a draft medium density study, the Southern Highlands Innovation Park, the Bowral South New Living Area and the Wingecarribee Integrated Transport Strategy. There are no registered speakers today before us, so we will move into the items on the agenda. The panel has considered these, and I will read the determinations in respect to each of them. The first matter relates to the draft medium density study. The panel has adopted the officer's recommendation that the revised draft medium study be adopted as 1, 2, the post-exhibition report be endorsed, and 3, Council write to all persons who made a submission through the public exhibition period and advise them of the resolution. We've also added an item 4 that the panel notes that the draft Community Heritage Study 2021 to 23 has not been considered as part of this study. The second item today we dealt with was the Southern Highlands Innovation Park, and that was a progress report, and we noted that Council has already considered this matter. The officer's recommendation was that the local planning panel note the progress on the Southern Highlands Innovation Park Master Plan, governance strategy and strategic positioning paper. We had a good drive around the area today, and we'll also be noting in our resolution the need for controls in terms of building design and landscaping in there, the need for Council to carefully consider and design infrastructure, making sure that it is an attractive estate, noting it's an innovation park, so we're looking at high-end tech users in there. We consider that there's a need for a good quality boulevard, transport boulevard that goes through the precinct, and careful consideration at a whole of organisation level will need to be considered by Council in relation to financing and ongoing maintenance of that matter. So that will also be reflected in our resolution. The next item which we considered was the Bowral South New Living Area. Again, we had a good drive around there, went to 3 vantage points to have a look into that site. The panel's familiar with it, having dealt with other matters down there previously. And certainly a community representative is very familiar with that area. The officer's recommendation was that the local planning panel note the progress of the Bowral South New Living Area Master Plan and Servicing Strategy Project. The panel in its resolution will also make 2 further notes in relation to this master planning exercise. Actually 3. Firstly, that we endorse the master plan that's been done. It's been done on a traditional neighbourhood design basis. It's in our opinion high quality. 2, we notice that it's on the river, and there parts of the site are subject to flooding. The issue of flooding across New South Wales has been quite topical, especially with the floods at Yagara, Dungog and Lismore, and we are aware that the Department of Planning is looking closely at rezoning land now above the flood planning level, and that's the traditional 1 in 100 year flood level plus 500 up to what we call the probable maximum flood. So we will be recommending that council officers undertake some consultation with the department as to their likely requirements in relation to planning within that area, and whether they will require any further investigations to justify any rezonings within that part of the site. The final item which we want council officers to embrace is the principle of design with country. So we notice again it's on a river. It's likely to be a significant area for Aboriginal people, local Aboriginal people. So we are of the view that council should embrace a design with country process, which entails consulting with the local Aboriginal elders and the local Aboriginal community about the importance of this place, and embracing that consultation and their input into the master planning process. The next item that was on our agenda is the Wingecarribee Integrated Transport Strategy draft for public exhibition. Again, we note that this has gone to council, and council has already placed this document on exhibition. So we note that that report. We also discussed at length, especially Dennis, our community representative, provided some valuable insights into some of the transport issues in relation to the study that's been undertaken. The final item that we dealt with today is a development application, and this matter comes before us because it's an application made by a member of staff here at Wingecarribee Shire. So when that happens, when there's a staff member who lodges an application with council, all those applications come before the panel for some independent review. Look, this one's a relatively minor application. It's at 4 Rose Street, Mossvale, and it's just for some alterations and additions to an existing dwelling. The recommendation has been undertaken by, or the actual application has been assessed by a consultant planner, so someone independent also from council. They've recommended approval subject to conditions, and the panel endorsed that recommendation. Okay, I'd like to thank the staff from Wingecarribee Council, the strategic planning staff in particular, who came out and showed us around today. I'd like to thank Lisa as well. She was being fantastic in terms of organising the meeting. And to my fellow panel members, Dennis McManus and Linda Kelly, thank you very much. And I declare the meeting closed at 2